Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast to guide you home into your human journey here on Earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard, and it is my delight to co-create with Gaia and share our messages from Source in this now moment. Here we go. Episode 436. It is Thursday. Here in Cincinnati, it is hot. I think everywhere in the United States right now, it is hot. We are enjoying some beautiful sunny weather as we move into our weekend. So I hope that you are also finding some ways to have some fun in the summer heat. Today, we have a title. It is you, all of us. You're part of something way bigger, and this title comes from a song by Beyonce that is from The Lion King. And I love The Lion King, and I've been talking about The Lion King a lot recently. It's funny how that always happens. And this song was in a playlist that I received as part of a workshop that I participated in last week. And it keeps coming to mind, and when I was thinking of what I could talk about today that would be of value to you as the viewer, as the participant in this co-creation with me, I felt like this message is so timely and so beautiful. One of the gifts that I feel I bring through this podcast is just an illustration, another example of how we live our life, and we have experiences that stretch us or push us or inspire us, and so we bring all of those lessons and nuggets and share them. At least I do here in this podcast, and I share them in a way that allows you to bring that also into your life, into your journey, or inspires you to go have an experience that would be similar and then bring that into your journey. And I feel like when we walk together in this way, where we're sharing and reflecting and integrating, and we're doing it side by side through podcasts, through videos, through classes, through neighborhood community events, however we're doing it, our tapestry, our life, our enjoyment, our pleasure of this human experience is so much better. It's so much richer. Instead of being in isolation and not being aware of other ideas or thoughts or opportunities. And so I enjoy that I get to do that with you. I enjoy the space where I share how I integrate the shifts and the ebbs and the flows of my life. And yeah, I trust it is of value to you too. So I think I'll read the lyrics first, and then I will talk about the experience of this workshop, and we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Okay, so this is from lyrics from Bigger. It says lyrics at the top. Bigger by Beyonce from The Lion King. Beyonce was the voice of Nala, who is the mother of Simba and the wife of Mufasa, and the leader of all the lions and lionesses once the Lion King originally dies. So beautiful, beautiful character. Such a perfect match for her energy. So here are the lyrics, and this was a song that she was singing to her children. Beyonce actually wrote it too with someone else, which I really enjoy that she was the author. I can feel her presence in these words. Here we go. If you feel insignificant, you better think again. Better wake up, because you're part of something way bigger. Not just a speck in the universe, not just some words in a Bible verse. You are the living word. You're part of something way bigger. Bigger than you, bigger than we, bigger than the picture they framed us to see. But now we see it, and it ain't no secret, no. Understand the truth about that question in your soul. Look up, don't look down, then watch the answers unfold. Life is your birthright. They hid that in the fine print, so take the pen and rewrite it. Step out your estimate, step in your essence, and know that you're excellent. Rise, the Spirit is teaching. Oh, I'm not just preaching. I'm taking my own advice. I love that line. Let mama let you know. Mama's just trying. I can't get no days off. Truly, I'm feeling it. I had to say that thing twice. Trying to be a good wife. Still really hard. I can't lie. But I promised you I will fight. So I fight. If you're feeling frustrated and you're sinking, I'm jumping in. Forgiveness is key because we're fighting something way bigger. You'll never lose. We are winners. I'll be the roots. You be the tree. Pass on the fruit that was given to me. Legacy. We're part of something way bigger. Part of something way bigger. Bigger than you, bigger than we. Bigger than the picture they framed us to see. Legacy. Oh, you're part of something way bigger. Let love be the water I pour into you and you pour into me. There ain't no drought here. Bloom into our actual powers. I'll be your sanctuary. You just don't know it yet. You just don't know it yet. No matter how hard it gets, you've got my blood in you and you're going to rise. I'll be the roots. You be the tree. Pass on the fruit that was given to me. Legacy. We're part of something way bigger. I mean, so good. So good. The fact that we have people who can write in this way and then create the music and then share it, and then technology brings it and we get to share it. And I mean, what a world we live in. It's so incredible. It's so incredible to feel and see how energy can move and play and dance through so many human lives in instants, It's amazing. Okay, so this song was the first song in a playlist from a workshop that I did last week on Friday. Sort of did. It was an 11-hour workshop. I did like 3 of the hours, but the 11 hours were recorded. And so on Tuesday, I came back and had some time to go through and like consciously take notes and start at the beginning and work my way through about half of it. Tuesday also happened to be when Mercury and the Sun were opposite Pluto and Chiron was retrograde, which, if you know anything about astrology, would tell you that is a very busy day. And that is also like a day that is potentially fraught with emotion, potentially could have some wounds that might appear. I did a podcast a while ago called Chiron, what was it called? Chiron Returns, or it was about Chiron. Let me tell you, Chiron, I've learned a lot in the last 2 years about Chiron, and it's definitely about your wounds and the patterns that play out subconsciously, probably from when we were really little, that maybe we haven't cleared yet. So when Chiron goes retrograde, it gives you an extra opportunity to really look at some of those wounds. And when Mercury and Sun are opposite Pluto, Pluto is very much about transformation and I think like the hidden depths of the psyche. And when the Sun is opposite that and like shining a light on it, and Mercury, communication, your thoughts, like it is a day that can really offer you an opportunity for extremely powerful growth. Or you could like dive into the depths of despair and think that the world has come to an end and there's no place for you. And how could you possibly exist? And what was the point of the whole existence anyway from the very beginning? So, I mean, you can kind of pick your choice of which way you would like to go. Luckily, on that day, I decided to watch this boot camp, and I absolutely believe that that is what made it so powerful for me. And also, that was just for me. I know there's so much power in that workshop in general, whenever you might do it or whenever people tune into it. But for me, listening and watching on that day was transformative. It was really amazing. So the name of the retreat was Confessions Money Boot Camp by Katya Nova, and her Instagram handle, if you want to look her up, is Nurturing Novas, which I think is such a great name. She has little children, but also like nurturing novas, like supernovas. Are you kidding? What a great name that is. She decided to pull together 11 different women and have them share their stories about abundance and wealth and money, like just flat out money, making money, and how to receive more money and allow more money. And she shares in the opening video about how many names she tried on to make it like soulful and pretty and, like consciously gorgeous in the title. And she's like, no, we kind of need to have our asses kicked sometimes. It's a boot camp. It's like, let's get some stuff done. And I loved that she brought that energy in, because that's actually how it felt. It's like, yeah, we're going to be soulful and beautiful, and let's change some shit. Let's actually make some things happen. I don't know, she put it together in 9 days, I think. And they just completed their rollout, or their launch. The whole thing is over now. And I think she said they made $500,000, and then she paid out 50% to all of her affiliates. So she's paying out $200-something thousand to people, and they did the whole thing in 1 day. I mean, they did Instagram posting and logistics, but it was a 1-day workshop. I mean, that's a boot camp with results. And it was so exciting. It was so much fun. So there's some nuggets that I'm integrating that I want to share. And also I'm only halfway through it, so who knows if there will be more. And if you've been on this ride with me this summer, this has been a summer of really focusing on money and manifestation. And the theme of it is just so exciting and so empowering in my own journey. And also the variety of voices and collaborations and examples that have come into my life in the last couple of months, in the summer that I claimed of manifestation. It's amazing and exciting. So that's what I keep sharing here with you. All right, so the workshop. I guess I want to start with the very opening circle. It was so beautiful. I do energy work. I host group events. I lead meditations. I have a way that I see energy flowing, and I guide it and trust it. And I love when I get to see other people in their magic, doing it in their way, and like try to understand how did they access that, and what does it mean, and how is it coming through in that way. It's so much fun for me. And so often when I'm in a meditation, there's sort of a part of me that's like observing the process and then going, oh, interesting, and not comparing, because my way feels so good to me, and I don't feel like I want to be doing anyone else's way. That's their way. Like, I like the way I do it. But there's sort of a part that's always going, wow, like that's cool. And how'd they know? And I wonder what the voices sound like when they're calling it in. And, there's sort of an objective view of the process that's so much fun for me. Well, this beautiful woman, her name is Elise Brathwaite. I'll put links to these people in the description. So if you want to just go check them out, you can. She's a clairvoyant and an energy worker and a mystic and all the cool things. And when she does her work, she's in dialogue out loud with her guides, with the people who are communicating with her. And so she's asking questions and then saying their answer. Sometimes she doesn't say their answer. She's just receiving what she needs to keep going in her work. But it's like she's got her eyes closed and she's in this dialogue, and you just get to witness what's happening. It's so amazing and so fast. She's so fast. Like, as soon as she's saying it, you can tell she's already got the answer. And so she moves very quickly. And she was tapping into, there were 1,400 people live on Friday. And so that's who everybody was addressing. There were, I think, 4,500 people in the whole container of the program. And so all of their energy was in this money boot camp to talk about money. And so when she tapped into, how do I open the space for all of these people, mostly women, some men, but mostly women, how do I tap into what would most serve the container as we create the space to begin this message, this transformation about money? And as she's like asking these questions and getting these answers, she says, oh, okay, we're going to talk about the sisterhood wound. the ways that in past lives or other lifetimes or parallel dimensions or current lives, women have felt that it's not safe to be in relationship with other women in sisterhood circles or spaces because they have been betrayed in the past, because they have had wounds that have destroyed their lives, cost them their families, their friends, their homes, cost them their gifts, had them doubt their gifts. And she was tapping into witches and healers and mystics, and I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. And as she was saying to her guides and to all of us, because the camera's on her and she's having this dialogue, she says, so we're going to explore the sisterhood wound. Okay, all right, and we're going to tap into all the past lives. Yes. And then she starts naming the stories or examples that she was seeing of how and when women had been betrayed. And then she went deeper and went into why, how women betray women because of their own fear of dying, their own fear of losing something. And she said a line, it was so powerful. She said, a woman could not betray another woman without first betraying herself. She has to betray herself in order to betray another. And so why would a woman betray herself? Fear, hatred, abandonment, disappointment, doubt. I mean, there's so many. And as she named all of these energies, and as she was receiving this communication and these words from her guides, you could just feel like she's rewriting the codes, the DNA, the cellular belief system of all who were in that container. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And I do a lot of energy work, and it was unbelievable. And so I was sitting in front of my computer. I was telling my gym classes this. I was sitting in front of my computer and I'm just sobbing. I'm just crying, like, how is she tapping into this so quickly and so powerfully? She's only been talking for 10, 15 minutes, and like she's tapping into the core of it. But I believe she's good. She's connected. She's very clear in her intention. And there were so many people with very specific matches, all ready to transmute something at the same time. And she could tap into that potential. Women who were ready to do it differently, who were ready to change the story and release. They were ready to be part of something way bigger. They remembered that they needed to rewrite some of the stories. They remembered that this was something that isn't serving anymore. And so let's transform it in the same space at the same time together. It was unbelievable. It was believable. It was believable, but it was unbelievable all at the same time. It was so beautiful and so exciting. And I could feel myself clearing my own matches, and also like me supporting all of us clearing those matches, all of the women tapping in at that moment. We were all supporting each other. We weren't there just for ourselves. We were there to be part of something way bigger. And in that commitment and that intention, something way bigger manifested immediately. And it was so good. I had to get up and like walk around and drink some water and like pause and breathe, and amazing. So, right, to Katya for opening the container and the space, to Elise for transforming it. Like, thank you. It was gorgeous. And that was just the first hour. And then all these other people, these other beautiful women were coming forward and sharing their stories and talking about, manifestation, how to make money, how to be in integrity and alignment with money. I'm only, seriously, I think 4 or 5 in, and there's another 6 to go, and then the closing ceremony. So that's my plan for, not tomorrow, for Saturday and part of Sunday, is to keep diving in. So if you have a match to any of that, if there's any part of you that's like, yeah, I think maybe there's something there for me. I encourage you to look at the program that she's offering, sign up for it, and then do the work. Like sit in front of your own computer or your phone and tap into that energy and see what it brings up for you. I believe the frequency that was created in that day's events was absolutely like captured or brought into a nugget that is seated inside of all of those recordings. And so even if you're not live, it's okay. Like the magic is there in the technology. The exchange is $222. That's what you would pay for a session with me. And like you get 11 hours of all of this magic. So yeah, I would say 100% sign up. I signed up to be an affiliate. Remember I did that with Melanie and Lair? I signed up to be an affiliate also for this one. So if you use the link in the description in my video thing, what's that called? Down below in YouTube or in the podcast, I'll put a link in there, and then that will actually credit me for the affiliate, which would be fun. So you can pass on the support of all of us sharing beautiful work. So that was that. And then they went into manifesting through sexuality, which was very exciting, very fun. So that's opening up another whole little portal for me, which I'm learning and enjoying. And then after that, it was about Instagram. So what would I want to share with you about all of these nuggets? I guess it's about, there's so much to say. I guess it's about integration more than anything else. I feel like there are so many courses we could take. There are so many workshops, so many videos on YouTube. I mean, my podcast is just one example. There's so many voices and so many resources available to all of us, and it just keeps multiplying. Every day there's more. Every day there's another person who's opening up a new experience or creating a new podcast or launching some new initiative. There are so many ways that we can learn and expand and weave and play together. And I believe our souls are going to take us where we need to be. So my soul has taken me in this very deliberate path as I've been like walking through the summer. There have been very specific things that just kept popping up, and I would follow the trail. I don't know that we can do it wrong. I don't believe that. I believe there may be more painful ways to learn things. There's more pleasurable ways to learn things, but I don't believe we get it wrong. I believe it's like nuances and subtleties. If we go this way, we're going to get this piece that maybe we wouldn't have gotten if we went that way. But if we go that way, we wouldn't have gotten this piece. And so it's not that either way is wrong. It's that they're going to inform our energy in different ways. And so there's this constant communication between the soul and then the mind and the body. Because my mind and my body could have said, we're too tired. Don't, go lay in bed and just rest on that Tuesday that's got all these energies moving. But my soul's like, you sit in front of that computer and we're going to do a big healing today. We're going to delight you with how expansive your vision and your abilities are going to be today. You're constantly making choices that are weaving you through experiences. And I prefer to not judge any of my experiences. I prefer to just be curious and excited, like, oh, I got this one today. Oh, I'm choosing this one next. Oh, this is the direction I'm being guided. It's just this adventure, this constant unfolding. And I think she says that in the lyrics too. This constant unfolding, and judging it makes it, then it slows down the energy, it slows down the flow, and it just doesn't make it as much fun. So I don't believe we get it wrong. I believe we have choice, and our choice is informing the pace and the direction of our flow. And so when there's all of these voices and opportunities, all these different ways that we could be learning, how do we know which one is right? Or how do we trust the ways we want to move and the voices we want to listen to? And I think what I loved about the workshop there are many people that were presenting and many people who had voices in the chat and lots of comments on Instagram and posts. And there's a lot of like energy about it, which was beautiful. I didn't resonate with all of them. There were some people I wanted to follow and others I didn't. And there were some who connected from that Google document that listed everyone's Instagram names that I wanted to stay connected to or follow. And there's some I didn't. And so it's not about taking every class and saying yes to every single person and, being open for all of it. It feels like trusting the body reactions that say yes to this lights me up, no to that, doesn't feel resonant. And a lot of what they were talking about in the course was the body as a measurement tool, as a guide to align with more wealth. That when your body is lit up, when your body is like excited and delighted and feeling the energy moving and happy, enjoying the experience of life, you're more in alignment with wealth and flow and prosperity. Like that in itself is a powerful manifestation tool. Listening to your body and staying in that sweet spot, that happy place. Not that you always need to be happy. See, this is the thing about using your voice. You can say one thing and then people are like, well, what do you mean by that? I mean what I just said. It's easier when you're happy. It's more fun when you're happy. And also, we're not always all happy. Sometimes we have days where we want to cry. Sometimes Chiron will put us in bed, leave us in timeout. So it's not about faking or pretending or putting on an image. It's how do we authentically find what lights us up and bring more and more of that into our daily experience? How do we align with pleasure and play and fun and joy authentically and then express from that creative energy without denying that we also have other days and other emotions that are not that? So that's a really powerful awareness to integrate. I've known that. That's what I was saying to one of my friends. It's like the things they were saying in the workshop weren't all new. There were a couple nuggets where I'm like, oh, I never thought of doing that, or that's a great idea. It's not that all of the content was suddenly new and there was all this information about wealth and abundance. It's that the frequency was so empowered and strong and authentic that it lit that up brighter inside of me. And so then I felt inspired, and still do, to express differently, to walk differently, to feel more like my queen self, as one of the women said, and then play from that place. And that strengthening of that knowing inside of myself that was already there, that was a beautiful gift. That was worth the exchange of the money. Well, the healing from Elise was worth the exchange of the money. But then that constant energetic, so how do we decide who to follow and what to listen to and where to put our time? That feels like a really good discernment or measurement tool. What lights you up and inspires you and brings you more into your own centeredness? And when you find those voices and those teachers and those authors and those creators of content and musicians and artists, when you find them, bring their work into your life as much as possible and match the steadiness of their frequency. If you find that their frequency is like this one day and then all over, maybe back away or just bring in the parts of it that you feel their steadiness and their certainty, and know that they're a human also and they're working out their stuff just like we're all working out our stuff. But it's like when you remember that you're part of something way bigger, and then you align yourself with the voices who seem to be going in the same direction you want to be going, you're going to move in that direction as part of something way bigger even faster. It's going to be steadier, it's going to feel clearer, it's going to delight you more, and you're going to get the results you want faster. So how do you find those who are laser steady on what their vision of something way bigger is. Let that be your quest or your desire. We're moving into Leo season, I think today, right? The 22nd. Leo is about what is your brilliance? How do we share the absolute light and magic that is you with others? And maybe it's just a few people, and maybe it's the whole world. But how do you allow that to start to shine through you? I think much of that comes from trusting yourself, believing in yourself, knowing that you're a part of something way bigger. And so when you surround yourself with others who have that same vibration, that same frequency, right? Everything expands. You feel it, they feel it, the world feels it. And that's what happened in the boot camp, in the money boot camp. All of these beautiful women were in their power, telling their story, not competing or comparing, just being themselves. And it was one after another, after another, after another, after another. And that is some big space holding by the woman who created it, by Katja. And clearly her intention was big and wide and steady and strong. And so she could deliver that. And then we all get to experience that and expand from it. That's awesome. So awesome. And so inspiring. I finished the first couple classes. I'm like, affiliates, I got to learn about affiliates. I got to figure out how we take money and like put money into the hands of other people, and more people are partnering together. And this is some cool stuff. It's so exciting. So that was Tuesday. And then last night we had Quietly Listening. My friend Andrea and I hosted at 9:00. And that was the first song that I put in the playlist. It was Bigger. And then all these other amazing songs. And I could feel when we are in different locations. I'm here in Cincinnati and she's in Florida. And then people join us from all different places. And so when we start the session, the way I usually open the space is I'm laying here in my meditation room. I've got my Buddha at my head, and then Andrea has one also in Florida, so she's got her Buddha in her room, and I synchronize up the Buddhas, like I see the two of their energies connecting, and then they form a grid that goes down to the core of the earth and goes up out to source. So there's this like diamond spinning energy that creates this vortex. And then I see all of those who are on the call or in the healing space. Well, it's not a call anymore. All of those who are in the healing space and have signed up to exchange for it, they all come into that energy vortex. And last night, usually I see the grandmothers, but last night the grandmothers were like, choop, choop, choop. I could just feel like all this grandmother, matriarchal, strong lineage energy just come to the side of this vortex and just like plant a staff and stay there. Like there is some magical stuff that's going to happen in the space, and we've got this container around what you're holding space for. And then it was just amazing, like what was shifting and happening within that healing. Oh my God. And I know so much of that magnification or amplification of what we normally do every other Wednesday. The amplification of that happened because of the energy that was activated in me from this boot camp that was last week Friday that I watched on Tuesday. Energy ripples, energy expands, it multiplies. What you put your focus on is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, especially if your focus is clear. And I could feel all of that coming into the community. And so if you think that I am having that experience, one of 4,000 women who were all activated sometime Wednesday on, if that's just me and the impact that I'm having with what I'm sharing and here through the podcast, if that's just my little ripple, imagine all of these other women and their ripples, how this rewiring, this recoding, it literally feels like she was changing code. This recoding of our wounds in the past, of how sisters have not been there for each other, and this recoding of abundance and wealth and pleasure that happened is moving. Like the best version of viral. forget all these flus and illnesses. Like, let's have that kind of a viral shift in the cells that is aligning with greater wealth and prosperity and community. Yeah, that one, please. I sign up for that one, not all the other ones. uh, Come on, that's pretty funny. We've really signed up for some silly viruses, haven't we? Let's sign up for the wealth code rewriting one. So that is how I arrived this morning. Like, this is the integration of my week. And we're just getting started. Tomorrow I'm having some of my girlfriends over and we're going to swim and play in the pool. And yeah, it's good. I'm about to have my IEP group this afternoon. Massive, beautiful transformation is already happening there. Got the gym group tomorrow, clients. Like, it's just this ripple, 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 ripple. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And it's just beginning. We're just in the momentum building of it. It's like if there were a snowball that was going to go down a mountain and create an avalanche. I feel like the tiniest little part of snow has just started clumping together and starting to roll. Like, it's at the top of the mountain, about to gather momentum and make its way down and just pick people up as it's going. That's what I feel like the shifts are that are happening on our planet. The positive shifts, the life-affirming, magical, transformative, like stepping into beauty and abundance and pleasure shifts. Those are just beginning. And what I love about that image of sort of an avalanche is, what if it's an avalanche of love and an avalanche of inclusion and beauty, and it's not like picking you up and spinning you like a washing machine. It's like a cloud almost that just sort of scoops you and carries you into this new reality. I mean, if we're going to keep going with that image, what if it starts as like a little snowball at the top of a mountain and it comes down as this sort of cupped energy to the bottom of the mountain, and then it starts to go up another mountain like a roller coaster, but like a really beautiful, easy, peaceful one. You know, what if we just get to have these new ways of like dancing and playing as humanity, and we're doing it together in this collaborative, gorgeous way that feels so good to everybody, where everybody benefits. You benefit, I benefit, we benefit, all. It's bigger than we. We're part of something way bigger. Yeah. It's exciting to consider. And I feel like when we tap into a frequency that is that powerful and that strong, and then we start sharing it and we're talking about it and we're magnifying it and we're expanding it, and more people are talking about it and more people are intrigued by it and more people are participating in it, we shift our focus from all those things that we normally talk about that are negative and depressing and tear us down. Why? Why do we want to spend our time on that? Like, let's expand something that is good for all of us, whatever that is in your world. Like, let's expand that. Let's tap into what is it that we're a part of that's way bigger. What is it that I can contribute to that I know is expanding the tapestry, the canvas for all of us. And you'll know, something will come to your attention or your awareness as you're listening, or pretty soon after you're done listening to this. Something will just click. You'll go, oh, I could do that. That would be fun. I'll talk about that. I'll share that. I'll call a friend. We'll go do this. You feel that ping inside of you and you act on it, and then that momentum, that avalanche is underway. So tune into that. Tune into all that. And then if any of this is resonating about money, sign up for the Money Bootcamp. Give yourself a day or multiple days where you do exactly what I did, and you just start working your way through the videos and taking notes in your journal and dancing in between and then posting on Instagram, and like dive into the magic of it with us. And let's just keep rippling it out. How cool is that? And then stay tuned, because something is flowing through me from this, and I don't know what it is yet, but something is being created and formed, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be. All right. that's what I got for now. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and I will see you back here next week. Thank you for tuning into this vibration of pure love. I invite you to join me on Facebook or Instagram in a community I call the Gaia Tribe Reunion, where we show up together to share our soul's gifts, what we came here to Gaia to contribute to humanity. You can learn more at viviennegerard.com. Let's take this message of Gaia's love out into all of our relationships and communities today. So much love from my heart to yours.